Okay, the first thing you want to do is take everything out of the box. Once you get everything out of the box, you should have 3 items. You should have the bike with the front wheel attached to it and all the packaging material. You should have a seat inside the packaging material. And you should have a box of components, small parts that need to be attached to the box. Carefully remove all the packaging material on the bike and on all the parts. With all the packaging material removed, you should have a bike that's 80% assembled. You should have an owner's manual, a seat, front and rear reflectors, a pair of pedals, a seat post, a front wheel, handlebars with the stem and the grips attached. The tools you need to assemble a bike are simple. 13mm open combination wrench, 15mm combination wrench, 6mm and 5mm Allen keys, or a Y wrench, and a Phillips screwdriver. Just loosen them up all the way so that there's room for the fork to fit onto the axle. Install the forks on the axle and then finger tighten at first the front axle nuts. Next thing you want to do is just deploy the kickstand to hold the bike up while you're assembling the rest of it. Next thing to do, put the seat post in. Just slip the seat post into the seat post slot there, 13mm wrench, and tighten it up. Next, put the seat on. It's the same size wrench, 13mm. There's two nuts on each side. Slip it on. Make sure it goes all the way on. Level it out. And then tighten it up. Tighten it up evenly on both sides. Make sure there's threads sticking out of the bolt on both sides. So tighten up one side a little bit, and then tighten up the other side. When you tighten up the seat bolt, you need to make sure that there's threads sticking out of each side of the bolt. You need to tighten up each nut so that there's threads exposed on each side. If one is too far in, it could strip. Okay, next is the handlebars and stem. All you need to do is make sure that the wedge bolt is loose enough that it can drop down below the end of the stem. Put it inside the steer tube on the fork. Drop it down. Make sure it goes down beyond. There's a mark on here for minimum insertion. It needs to be at least that far. And then line this up with the hub and tighten it up. Next thing you want to do, loosen this pinch bolt up. Rotate the bars. The grip should be pointing just slightly up. It should be centered in the stem. And then tighten it down. Okay. Okay, the next thing is the pedals. I'm going to turn the bike upside down to make it easier. There's a right and a left pedal. Right threads, left threads. The right one goes on the right side, the left one goes on the left side. So you look at the pedals, this is the right pedal. It turns in clockwise. Turn the pedal so you can see which way clockwise is. That's the direction this one turns, okay? So we tighten that one up. This one turns this direction. Okay, you can stop. Okay, you want to tighten it up with a 15mm open end wrench right on the axle base, clockwise on the right side, counterclockwise on the left side. Tighten it up, that's it. Readjust the front axle that we installed earlier. We installed it earlier, but I didn't line up these washers with the little tab on it. This little tab go in this hole right here. So, and this is on both sides of the axle. So put the washer back on, make sure that tab is in the hole. Tighten up the axle nut. And then use a 15mm wrench. Just get it good and tight. You should go ahead and crank down pretty good on this. Can't really over tighten it. And then do the same thing on the other side. Okay. Okay, the last thing we need to do, we're going to turn it back over and put the reflectors on it. It's the only time you'll need a Phillips screwdriver. Take the screw completely out of the reflector bracket. Open the clamp up. Make sure the reflector is angled properly. Put it around like that. Put the screw back in it. Tighten it up. Make sure it's pointed back. That's all there is to the back reflector. The reflector is the same process, but it goes on the handlebars. Take the screw out. Put the clamp over the bars, put the screw back in, and tighten it up. And that's it.